Hello, if you're on. Today I am going to do some teaching and some preaching on the number one way that you can double your income in your small business. Say hello in the chat if you are on so that I can see who's here and say hello. And we will get going with this couple of statistics that I want to throw out here as we begin. Did you know that only 2% of sales close in the first conversation? Okay, so if you are having people contact your business, only 2% of those will close on the first contact in the first sales conversation. 2%. What that means is 98% of potential sales don't happen right away. Now, 80% of those 98% that's left over that didn't close in the first conversation will require you to follow up 5 to 12 times before the sale is closed. Now, I've been in sales coaching for a lot of years. I was in corporate America and I coached a team of sales women, and I've been out on my own for a couple of years now, coaching small business owners and women how to sell their products and services, right? And the quickest fix in closing more sales in your business is follow up. You have a great conversation. They seem really interested. They may say yes, and then nothing happens. Or they may say, I need to think about it, and nothing happens. Or you say, let me know if you have any questions, and then nothing happens. How many times has that happened to you? I would bet more than you care to admit, right? So after coaching for a couple of years now, women and small business owners, there are two things that come up nearly every single time when someone says, I'm not closing as many sales as I would like to close, okay? I'm marketing, I'm getting the leads, I'm getting people interested and coming towards me, but I'm not closing as many sales as I'd like, right? So number one of the two things that come up nearly every single time that I go into sales coaching is you don't know how to set the expectation that you will follow up when the sale doesn't close in the first conversation. You leave it in the potential customer's hands and to reach back out to you, and then the sale dies, right? Because they've moved on to the next thing. They've moved on to the next problem they're trying to solve, or, life just happens, right? So number one is you don't know how to set the expectation that you will follow up, okay? And then number two is you have really great intentions. I know your heart. I know you love these people, and I know that you want to serve them really, really well. You have good intentions to follow up, but you don't have a system, and you forget who you should be following up with. So you end up not doing it, or you remember later and then feel awkward when you remember that you should have followed up, and then you don't because, well, it's awkward, right? So you don't do it at all. So you don't know how to set the expectation that you will follow up, and you leave it in the potential customer's hands to reach back out to you, or you kind of leave it open-ended, let me know if you have any questions, and then the sale dies right there, right? Or you don't follow up at all. So I'm going to use my my board here. I want to show you what this actually costs you, okay? And I'm going to use simple numbers. I'm going to paint this picture for you visually, okay? So let me scoot this over a little bit here. All right. Let's say 100 people contact your business, okay? If 2% of those people, if 2% of those sales close in the first contact, and you charge $100 per customer, we're doing easy math, right? But if you charge $100 per customer, and 2 out of those 100 close in the first contact, percentage statistics wise. That's 2 customers times $100. That's $200, right? Now, what happens to the 98 that also contacted you? What happens to the 98 that contacted you and didn't close in the first conversation, right? So let's say that you do follow up, okay? This is where most people stop, at $200, okay? This is where most people stop. 98 people have contacted your business. 98% have contacted your business, and then nothing happens because there's no follow-up, okay? So let's just do some quick math. Let's say you follow up 1 time and 2 more customers buy. So 2 more times $100, whoops, equals another $200, right? That's from the first follow-up. Then let's say that you do a second follow-up with the 96 that are left. 4 of the customers have bought so far, and 96 customers are still left that have not purchased from you. Let's say the second follow-up also results in $200 or 2 customers. That's an additional $200. That's $400 in your business that you're missing right here. $400 out of 2 follow-ups that you are missing in your business. By following up 1 time, you have doubled your income. By following up a second time, you have tripled your income. And that's 6 customers total out of 100. There's still 94 left. And if 80% of that 98 original percent that did not close in the first one, in the first contact, if 80% of those people require 5, you still have a follow-up here. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is where we start. This is exactly where we start getting that 80% that require 5 to 12 follow-ups. In 2 follow-ups, you tripled your sales. You tripled your income. You doubled it here. You're at $400. And you added another $200. And this is from the second follow-up. There is a fortune in your list, okay? But most of you aren't following up. You're not missing leads, you're missing the follow through. And it's not because you don't care, it's because you don't know how to set it up in sales conversations. You don't know how to set up so that they expect you to follow up with them. They know when you're going to do it, they know what you're going to do, and they know why you're going to do it. We're not just reaching out to reach out. We're not just like starting fluffy, crazy little conversations, right? You're missing the follow through. It's because you don't know how to set it up and you don't have a system for the follow-up. Follow-up should not feel awkward, okay? It should feel expected. You and your potential client should both know what the next steps are at the end of that first conversation, because the only 2 of these 100 are going to close in the first conversation. So you have to set the clear next steps, and you have to take ownership of the follow-up, and you have to have a simple system to track it, right? That's how sales starts to compound in your business. And this is how you go from $200 to $600, right? 200 plus 400 is 6. And if we continue going in a third, fourth, and fifth follow-up, right? This is our first follow-up. This is our second. If we do 3, 4, 5, and keep going all the way to 12, if we keep going from 5 all the way to 12, we could have 80% more sales in our business just by following up. So if you are ready to stop leaving money on the table and actually learn how to have conversations that lead to sales for the ones that are going to close and lead to actual expected follow-up, I want to invite you to the Sell with Confidence Challenge. It's May 18th through the 21st. It's going to be live on Zoom from 9 to 11 Central. So that's 7 a.m. LA, 10 a.m. New York City. This is where you're going to learn what to say, how to build in that follow-up step if needed. And I'm going to teach you a simple system so that you know what to do next. So grab your seat, lindsayfletcher.co/challenge. It is time to invest in skills that are going to pay you back. If doubling your income is something that you want to do this year, I'm going to teach you how in the Sell with Confidence Challenge. lindsayfletcher.co/challenge. And I will see you inside the Sell with Confidence Challenge. There's fortune in the follow-up. So let's get really good at this. All right? All right. Have a great afternoon. I'll talk to you soon.